everyone, welcome to another Anime Kingdom review. See by title below, yes, this is on episode 24, the second to the last episode of Boku no Hero Academia Season 2. And honestly, I gotta say, this was a really good episode. I enjoyed it. There were some pretty crazy moments, and for a character development standpoint, it was really well done. You got a lot of development for both Bakugo and Izuku in this episode, and those are pretty much the big points of why I enjoyed this episode. Sure, it had some pretty hyped up moments as well, but I definitely have to say, in comparison to how the other hyped up episodes were previously in the season, where it comes to the point where it's like this episode is going to be the episode where it's just like some crazy ass fight and everything. In comparison to that, I definitely have to say that this episode probably was a letdown to some people. I did see in the forums that some people were kind of disappointed with how this was, but I mean, I already assumed it was going to be like this. Come on, they're going up against All Might. What did you expect? Especially considering the fact that, you know, we have Bakugo and Izuku, and they don't really work well together. We already assumed that was going to be some infighting in there, and yeah, there was quite a bit, honestly, in there. But that is, of course, why this makes this episode really great, is that from a character, you know, development standpoint, they really did show how much both of them have grown and everything, considering the fact that they did have a lot of weaknesses, especially considering, you know, this whole, you know, exam thing is to show up, you know, have these students be put together and go up against a person, one of the professional heroes that, you know, shows off their weakness and that they have to pretty much overcome. One of them obviously being the fact that Bakugo and Izuku need to work together because it's getting a little too crazy, as Eraserhead had seen and everything. He was thinking it was getting a little too much and he needed that to change. So of course, what do they need to go against? Is probably the one person that is just practically a god. He's literally just a monster. Like, even though we already know that he's weak, All Might is a lot, not weak, he's a lot weaker than, you know, how he was before, considering, you know, him giving his powers to Izuku and everything, what happened to him before. So he can't really, you know, pretty much stay in that form for that long. And still, he was able to, like, that one point from all the way at the gate, like halfway into the city, just boom, just destroyed the whole thing. And like, I was like, holy crap. Yeah, you don't want to fight that. You gotta run. But then again, there's not really a way to run. So it's like, what do they do? What do they do? You know? And it gets even worse because obviously Bakugo is literally, you know, just trying to beat him down. It's not working. Sure, he's surprising All Might. For example, that one time when he thought normally when you get grabbed, your first instinct is to try and grab the enemy's hand and get him off you and everything. Nope. He just keeps attacking. He just keeps attacking. And this is where, you know, I did see in the forums that there are a lot of people that, you know, not a lot, but there were several people that don't really care for Bakugo's, you know, character and everything. And they're like happy that he was getting his ass kicked and everything. And, you know, it's just like, he's not a bad character. Sure, I saw that some people were like, why the hell, you know, he has no reason to be like this, to act like this towards, you know, Izuku and everything. But you can kind of see why and everything. We did see why, actually, like in the beginning of the season and everything, not this season, but the previous season and throughout the season, you can see why he hates Izuku and everything. Sure, it to some people, and obviously a lot of us as well, it's like, come on, what the hell? Izuku never did anything really bad to you. But you can definitely kind of understand if you really delve in and look at why he really does hate Izuku and everything. And that's just a whole nother thing. But it shows that even through all that hate, he was able to finally, you know, work together and make a compromise with Izuku, and they were able to do pretty damn well. A lot of people, you know, tend to forget that Bakugo is actually pretty damn smart as well when it comes to strategy and tactics and everything. We've seen it in a lot of his fights. We see that normally it looks like it's just him diving straight in, but he's actually doing some calculations. He's actually calculating certain things. For example, he noticed that those small attacks would not work against All Might. That kind of thing, I kind of, you know, I already say that you should already know that. I'm pretty sure not even, like, I don't know what could be something that could really hurt All Might, especially from two students, you know. So that part was just a little okay, you know. But the cool thing about this episode with the development wise is that All Might is considered a god in the eyes of Izuku. He is literally, his admiration for him is just so high that he obviously throughout this episode, you see that even Recovery Girl made a perfect line saying it, that, you know, you have the fact that Bakugo, it just wants to go in and just wants to fight. But you have Izuku, who just wants to run away because of his admiration, because he thinks of he's a god. So he thinks there's no way in hell that he can fight. So he's not thinking straight. And you see this throughout this episode, and literally at the end as well, when, you know, All Might's holding him, is like, what kind of face is that you're making? He's literally just frantic and not thinking straight, like the normal Izuku that we have seen in the previous episodes and everything. We saw him, even though he was scared, going up against Stain and everything, that he was still calculating things, still able to overcome certain things and everything. And that's the Izuku that we all want to see. But it just goes to show why All Might was the perfect choice for them to put Izuku up against and everything, you know. And I really did like the way that they used the flashbacks in this episode, with how Bakugo, it comes to the point we've always seen him, we always know Bakugo as the guy who he wants to be number one. Nothing else will make him happy. Anything below number one is considered a failure to him, and we all know how he gets, getting all pissed off, saying he wants to kill everyone kind of stuff, you know. Which is why it came to such a huge surprise when we see in this episode that at one point he's literally saying that he would rather lose than listen to, you know, and work with Izuku, which is a huge surprise. And they, you know, pretty much show that off with the whole flashback on Izuku's, you know, when Izuku saw Bakugo and everything, and how he would always say that he's going to win and everything. It never seemed like there was ever a time when he didn't. And you also got to see that the admiration doesn't just go for Izuku, that Bakugo, you know, he admired All Might a lot as well. And then it comes to the point where, like, they are able to work together at one point. And they're able to pretty much catch him off guard and start to run. And you see that even with him being hurt and bleeding and everything as well, spitting out blood because of, you know, his condition and everything, obviously, even with those, and even with these moments where they're going like full blast on him, he's still just destroying them. Like at that one point, I'm like, okay, All Might, you may be going a little too hard. He literally punches Bakugo so hard, he just starts puking out shit. He literally slams into Izuku's back so hard that, like, even Recovery Girl's like, what the heck's wrong with you? You hurt his back so hard. He could have went like paralyzed by the amount of power that All Might probably dished out into his back. And I don't know, it just made really good, like, it was a really good episode. When, like, I also loved it when All Might was talking about how, you know, there's so many different things, even though they can work together, they have a lot of different feelings going on, and that's why they kind of clash with each other. There's envy, I think he said, hate, pursuit, all rejection, and pride, and like all those kind of things. You have Izuku looking up to Bakugo, you know, pretty much mad because he's jealous of how Izuku is getting to certain points. His pride would not let him do certain things as well, and it kind of goes in both ways. Rejection, it obviously comes down to it that they just really clash at every moment because of the way they feel, because of how they kind of react to each other. And obviously that's why it doesn't make it for them to be a good team. But still, they were able to both overcome All Might at the very end. They were both able to pretty much, just the determination, the raw determination honestly got me in this episode. When I was watching, I was just like seriously glued, my eyes glued to the screen, because of Bakugo literally, even without his things, you know, to pretty much make it so it can regulate his damage and everything and not damage his body, which is kind of something we've already seen with Izuku, which now he doesn't have to do that because he knows how to use his power now. But Bakugo's literally, his veins, his arm, I was like, oh damn, that's probably hurting a lot. But he's just dishing out everything, even the point when he's slammed to the ground, he's trying to bite, you know, All Might's hand and everything. It's like, damn, okay. And then the moment, of course, that All Might sees, you know, he knows that Izuku, he probably thinks that he's going to run away at this point, and then he sees it. He sees the thing that, you know, the reason why he pretty much picked Izuku and everything, and him rushing in to help someone, when normally he could have just ran out. He could have tried to just run out. That's what Bakugo was trying to do, just stall him, you know, All Might, so he could get away. But he comes in, punches him in the face, and this is a point where I was kind of confused, because All Might says, wow, he hit with everything that he had, but I'm pretty sure that's not it, because he still only uses, I think, 5% of his power. Correct me if I'm wrong. So that is not everything he has. If he really wanted to use everything he had, he could have went 100% and pretty much just break his whole arm again. But I was thinking that was going to happen, considering the fact that we saw, you know, Bakugo damaging his body just to win. I honestly thought that Izuku, to help him out and everything in that moment, was going to go 100% or at least a lot higher and practically hurt his arm. But he still looked to me like he didn't break his arm. So it's either one, he didn't, you know, use all his power and the subs were wrong or something, or two, he did use all his power and hit him, but he's now, you know, in those certain situations, he's able to use his powers full 100% kind of thing and still not be able to, you know, not get hurt. We've seen it happen before, so that is a possibility. Correct me if I'm wrong. If you do know, obviously no spoilers from the manga and everything if that's where it's coming from. But yeah, overall, pretty awesome episode. Love the development that we saw, the growth that we saw for both Izuku and Bakugo, and honestly, it made for a pretty awesome episode. Sure, the action wasn't as, you know, crazy as the other ones. It was definitely one-sided. But nonetheless, it still got me hyped up, and I'm definitely excited to see how the next episode will go, considering the cliffhanger that we had at the end of this episode. Definitely got me excited to see how that's going to be, considering the fact that, yes, it showed 2 more people joining the League of Villains. I'm not too sure who those 2 people are, but I saw a lot of hype in the forums about it, so I'm definitely excited to see. Maybe, I'm guessing the last episode of the season is going to be showing more of the League of Villains. I'm not too sure. I don't know how they're going to close this out now that everything is done. I'm guessing a part of it will be the teachers and everything telling them how they did and all this kind of stuff. Maybe some kind of, I'm honestly kind of not sure how this is going to go. A portion of it will probably be, you know, showing the League of Villains, and then a boom, huge cliffhanger for hopefully a 3rd season. I'm not too sure. If you guys already know, and I haven't really been, you know, keeping up with the news and everything, is there a 3rd season already announced? If not, we probably have to wait for that episode, but hopefully we do have a 3rd season, because I love this season. I love Boku no Hero. If there's not a 3rd season, I'll probably go ahead and read the manga and start doing reviews on that instead. So yeah, that's all I really got to say, guys. Hope you enjoyed this Anime Kingdom review. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. If there's anything missed and you want to talk about, comment below as well. And if you did enjoy, don't forget to like. If you haven't already, feel free to subscribe for more content. And as always, guys, I want to hear your guys' thoughts. How did you feel about this episode? Good? Bad? You didn't really care for it? You really did enjoy it? Feel free to comment below however you felt and whatever you guys want to say. And until next time, guys, see ya.